research is about checking and to know are there any significant relationship between online learning that can be measured by skills, belief and interaction with student performance. To secure a good job with a good salary is hard nowadays, since there are a lot of fresh graduates that want to grab the same spot and the same position. The level of education of someone has become a measure to someone's success. Hence, this study was conducted to determine which variable have linked the most with student performance.
Online learning has historically been the most viable substitute for physical learning methods. However, there are disparities in learning patterns, styles, personality qualities, and the feeling of isolation students experience when they learn remotely or online. In reality, it diminishes the amount of self-management and independent skill of students when they learn online, which may contribute to conditions that differ from the condition or ambience of face-to-face or traditional classroom learning.
There are three research objectives in this study. Number 1, determine the relationship between skills and student performance. 2, determine the relationship between belief and student performance. And 3, determine the relationship between interaction and student performance.
This is the research question for this study.
Now, I will explain the significance of the study. The purpose of this study is to determine whether or not students' academic performance and their personal skill, such as communication, responsibility, problem-solving tasks, and the ability to reach their potential significantly improve as a result of their exposure to online learning.
The study is limited to third semester students of Health Administration BA2355 at UiTM Selangor only.
Next, definition of terms. Skills are activities that are involved in the process of learning, such as managing time efficiently, taking notes, reading effectively, and studying successfully. Besides, belief refers to a person's subjective opinions regarding the relationship between learning and his or her values or attributes. In addition, interaction is the process that results from the engagement of all learners in a learning environment through an active conversation. Lastly, student performance is the extent to which a student, instructor, or institution has reached their short or long-term educational goals. Now, I will present the literature review. During the pandemic, many students have experienced disengagement, chronic attendance issues, and decrease in academic achievement. Thus, the development of learners' self-confidence and their empowerment during the process of learning becomes within reach when the learning environment is selected with care and pedagogical strategies lined up with the concrete specifics of the educational context. The modifications brought forth by COVID-19 in many different ways made the life of students more difficult. According to the findings of research that was analysed by Aristophnik, students have reported experienced changes in their routines and habits on a daily basis, decreased social interaction and support, and financial repercussions.
This research is about checking and to know are there any significant relationship between online learning that can be measured by skills, belief and interaction with student performance. To secure a good job with a good salary is hard nowadays, since there are a lot of fresh graduates that want to grab the same spot and the same position. The level of education of someone has become a measure to someone's success. Hence, this study was conducted to determine which variable have linked the most with student performance. The second independent variable to measure student performance is belief. Students need to put a trust and belief in self for them to pass the exam with flying colours and get a good grade. Past research that was made in 2019, putting belief in self is capable to make students of growth in response to determined work, trying new tactics and seeking help when necessary. Past research also has found out that there is a strong correlation between belief and student performance.
The last element is interaction, where it is involved in a system of communication and the response between two or more people. This interaction involving online learning that provide many benefits, where students can share their ideas and thoughts related to many things. All the discussion carried out to some extent can motivate the entire understanding more deeply to the produce interesting and effective personal value.
It is doubtful that student performance can influence online learning, as online learning produces changes in student performance. However, skill, belief, and interaction are significant and necessary components for improving student performance in online learning. The conceptual framework research model that consists of skill, belief, and interaction which may affect the student performance. The effect of each variable on the dependent variable, which is student performance, will be examined. Hypothesis 1, there is a significant relationship between skill and student performance. The academic achievement of students is significantly influenced by their study skills. Hypothesis 2, there is a significant relationship between belief and student performance. Next, hypothesis 3, there is a significant relationship between interaction and student performance.
Now, I will explain the methodology. The research design used in this study is correlational research.
Sampling frame for this study was obtained from the third semester student of the Bachelor of Health Administration, Faculty of Business and Management. A number of the students who were active in answering the survey was selected as the main population for this study.
The population in this study comprised all students currently studying in the third semester of the BA2355 program at UiTM Puncak Alam.
Next was sampling technique. Non-probability sampling is the method that we use in designing and implementing this study. The respondents are from the third semester student of Bachelor in Health Administration, Faculty of Business and Management. The selection of the respondent is based on their availability at this time.
This study sample size consists of 118 students.
Next was unit of analysis. This study focused on individual of a unit of analysis. The total of respondents in this study is focused on 118 students. The students that were involved in this study are students in the third semester of Bachelor in Health Administration, Faculty of Business and Management, UiTM Puncak Alam.
The data for this study was collected via an online survey created with Google Forms.
The survey questions that have been distributed consist of 3 parts labeled as a Section A, B and C. Section A states about the demographic background of the respondent that contribute to the age, gender, location and semester. For Section B, it states about the current CGPA of the student performance. In the Section C, is question regarding the variable, both independent and dependent variable. The question in Section C were graded in the 5-point light scale. The research finding, a validity and reliability test has been done to support the streaming of this study. There were 2 types of validity that have been performed. The first validity is known as a phase validity. An expert researcher also validated the instrument to ensure that it is valid to be used. A soft copy of questionnaire has been given to Dr. Ahmad bin Mohd, a lecturer in Faculty of Business and Management at UiTM Puncak Alam. It has been checked and reviewed. There were several comments, correction and suggestion given by the lecturer. All the recommendations were revised back by the researcher and the finalized validated questionnaire was constructed. In addition, a reliability test such as internal consistency has been performed. Questionnaires that have been distributed and collected from the respective respondent, which is from semester third student, Bachelor of Health Administration, have been checked, labeled and sorted. After confirming the questionnaire that was complete, it has been analyzed and has been keyed in using the statistical package for social science version 28. The descriptive method were used in order to obtain statistics for each dependent variable such as skill, belief, self-direction, and interaction. The collected data were analyzed using the descriptive statistic that included the means and standard deviation.
A total of 49 respondents has been collected from student Bachelor of Health Administration BA235 from semester 3. Semester 3 of BA235 have 180 students in total, hence our survey rate is 49.15%.
Next, I will present the findings. As for missing data, there is not a single piece of data that is missing in the questionnaire. As for the outliers, this figure shows the numbers 8, 14 and 41. However, number 8 is not considered an outlier since the number was not repeated many times. Next, this figure indicates that there are no outlier exist for this question. This table is the results of the normality test for every item in each variable. Therefore, the data is regarded as normal.
Reliability test using Cromba Alpha was done in a study to test the reliability of each variable. From the data, for independent variable, skills and belief has a good internal consistency with 0.856 and 0.884. Meanwhile, for interaction, it has an acceptable internal consistency with 0.743. For the dependent variable, self-direction represents student performance has a good internal consistency with 0.882. Descriptive statistics. It allows researchers to quantify and describe the basic characteristic of a data set. When descriptive analysis was running in a data, it will show the mean, median, variance, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, and more. Mean implies average and it is the sum of the set of data divided by the number of data. Meanwhile, standard deviation is to measure of how dispersed the data it is in the relation to the mean. Highest mean between all variables in this study is interaction and followed by skills, self-direction and interaction. As for the demographic profile, there are 4 questions that we asked to our respondents, which are age, semester, gender and location. For age, most of our respondents are from range 21 to 23 years old. And as we stated before, our research study is focusing only to students from 3rd semester of BA2355. Hence, our majority respondents with 88.1% are from students semester 3. Other students from semester 3 could not proceed with next session as we have said in the Google form. For gender, 49 out of 59 of our respondents are female and the rest, which is 10 respondents, are male. 30 of our respondents are located at rural area and 29 of them are located at urban area.
First, there is a low positive significant relationship exists between mean skill and mean student performance. Next, there is a high positive significant relationship exists between mean belief and mean student performance. Next, there is a low positive significant relationship exists between mean I and mean student performance. Also next, there is a moderate positive significant relationship exists between mean skill and mean belief. And there is also a low positive significant relationship exists between mean skill and mean interaction.
Next was regression. Based on the model summary table that show all the independent variables such as skill, belief, standard deviation, and interaction, explain that 57.2% of the variant R-square equal to 0.756 and adjusted R-square equal to 0.543 in interpersonal conflict. Table ANOVA show which are highly significant and the model is fit as a F statistic and it is less the critical value. Hence, the regression model is significant. It means that there is a relationship between independent variable and dependent variable. Based on the coefficient table, the largest beta coefficient is mean belief. This concludes that this variable, mean belief, make the strongest unique contribution to explaining the dependent variable when the variance explained by all other variables in the model is controlled. This is followed by mean interaction. Next is mean skill, indicating that both made less of a unique contribution to the interpersonal conflict as a value for beta respectively.
For hypothesis 1, there is no significant relationship between skill and student performance. Next is for hypothesis 2, there is a significant relationship between belief and student performance. And lastly, for hypothesis 3, there is no significant relationship between interaction and student performance.
Is there a significant relationship between skill and student performance? The research question above would like to see whether the relationship between skill and student performance does exist. Based on the result of this case study above, it has been proven that skill have a relationship with the student performance are not significant. Second is there a significant relationship between belief and student performance? According to study from a few researchers, belief about the learning opportunities and academic performance that are related to fewer time on task and fewer academic performance that can be achieved at the end of the semester. However, the result of the correlation between belief and student performance is significant and can be accepted. Lastly, the third discussion is there a significant relationship between interaction and student performance? This research question went to see whether there is a significant relationship between interaction and student performance are exists. From the research finding from Wellens and Nixon on 2013, interaction boosted their understanding by increasing their reading and teaching expertise, as well as their critical thinking and problem-solving abilities.
After lots of necessary tests has been run in this research, such as descriptive statistics, normality test, reliability test, correlation and regression, it has been found out that only one of the 3 research objectives in this research has been achieved, which is there is a significant relationship between belief and student performance.
The questionnaire should be the primary focus of the initial set of suggestions for this study. Furthermore, educators need to devise effective rules and alternate methods for the implementation of efficient learning system. The third recommendation is that university and institutions of education should model learning environment that are culturally responsive and inclusive for their students just as they do in the classroom.
Lastly, I will present the recommendations for the future research. Among the recommendations for future research is to increase the sample size. The more people that are included in the sample, the more accurate the average results will be. Besides conducting interviews, interviews are beneficial for research because it allows sample to be controlled, easy to carry out, obtain reliable results quickly and ask accurate questions. Lastly, collecting data by using a surveying questionnaire. When utilizing a Google form, it takes longer than 2 weeks to receive adequate response. Therefore, meeting students in person and providing them with the physical forms will save time.